you guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Corso. So I wanted to show y'all something. So what's happening here, we've got Remy, which is the light colored dog, and we have Saffron, which is the dark colored dog that is shorter than the big pregnant one. The big pregnant one, that's Carrie. So what's happening here is that Saffron and Remy are trying to figure out who is over the other one. So I wouldn't say is the alpha, because this is a large group of dogs and it wouldn't be an alpha, but now Carrie's getting involved. But basically, Saffron has been trying to figure out her position in this unit. Excuse me. And she's been trying to get as high up as she can. And so initially she was kind of, they were kind of what some people would have called playing. And the reason I started filming is because I try to tell people all the time that dogs rarely play. Like, it's not play in the sense that we would think of it, meaning that it's just benign and the only real purpose of it is to have fun, you know, to play, to bond. With dogs, more often than not, it's to establish a hierarchy between the two. Okay, sorry about that. I had a call that I had to take. So anyway, so as I was saying, it's typical. Really, Batista? He slid down the slide and in a very not so graceful way ran into his water. So anyway, Carrie's just about to pop, man. She is so big. She's got a whole load in there like last time. So anyway, I think one of the reasons why Remy felt the need to establish herself is because I've got her puppies out here. And I will say I didn't like Saffron's energy. In fact, I already brought out my paddle right there. I was getting ready to smack it on the ground, and it creates this loud noise, which means that you don't have to be directly on them. Like, you don't have to, like the Moses stick, you kind of have to be right up on them. You have to kind of use it as a separator. But with the wax stick, you can just whack it on the ground, and you don't have to be right by them, and they'll hear it. And it's what you're trying to do is cause an interruption in the thinking and the behavior. Look how Saffron, how her tail is up over there. Everywhere she goes, her tail is straight up in the air, just like her mother. But so is Remy. You see that? Remy is like, I'm not backing down. You can see she's looking at those puppies. So she has that. She has like a. I mean, granted, it's important to remember that I didn't. Like, you know, she's a prime example of why I wanted to bring my dogs in, because there's only so much behavior modification you can do when a dog is in a kennel, and they kind of develop in a more primitive way, and they develop very primitive behaviors, you know, territorialness and just reactiveness, a host of other behaviors. And so it's hard to know, is that the dog or is it the environment? And would that dog still behave that way if it wasn't in that environment? And the way that I know that they're not is because the people who own the litter mates to these dogs love them. They're great. They're not like that. So it just became very clear that, you know, I wasn't really getting the best of what I was even breeding. Like, I wasn't getting to really experience the best that I was producing, because I had them out in the kennels, and it just, you know, it's a thing, but it's not super helpful for me to assess my temperaments. So anyway, as I transition my dogs from that to this, you know, there are dogs that, like Saffron, for example, that are going to have to be re-educated to living like this, to being like this. Luckily, she's still, she's still young. She's a year and a half, so she definitely looks pregnant. She's one of those dogs that usually has a pretty big tuck up, and it's gone. She's got a pretty thick waist right now, so leads me to believe that that she's probably already starting to show. Usually these younger dogs, I wouldn't even say younger, like it doesn't even matter how old they are, but on their first breeding, they have that, just like women, you have that thin, young, I've never had children waist, and then you get pregnant and it's like immediately you start to show. And then the second pregnancy hides a little bit more because your hips have spread and your ribs have spread, and so there's more space to fill before you start to really become obvious. So anyway, well, the pups are doing really good. This is the boy. I'm thinking about naming him Zurich, but I'm not sure. Reese and I were talking about it, and so I may name him Zurich. Really super fantastic dog. Beautiful dog. And very happy about him. You pretty boy, Zurich. Are you a pretty boy? Yes, you are. You're a pretty boy. You're a pretty boy. And his sister's fantastic as well. Finally, she's pooping. Yay. Even though it's not the best poop. It's a tiny little turd. I haven't thought of a name for her yet. Maybe Annabelle. Call her Anna. I like that. I know that there's that horror doll named Annabelle, but I still like the name. Yeah, she's a pretty girl. Y'all watch out. Gentle. And she's a big girl too, I'll tell you that. Sweet baby Mona. My sweet baby Mona. You're my sweet baby. You're my sweet baby. Mona Bear. Sweet baby Mona Bear. I love my Mona Bear. She's so sweet. Look what I did over here, y'all. I cleaned it all up. I cut all those branches and all the stuff. I just cleared it all out of there. And I even trimmed up that tree right there, even though I really want that tree gone. And I trimmed up some stuff that was growing against the fence line. I was really proud of myself, y'all. I'm doing it just little by little. Every day I do more and more and more. My dad taught me to do that. He said, if you just put in a little bit of work, he's an old redneck. You just put in a little bit of work every day, just a little bit of something, just fix something. It'll never break down on you. And really, he was talking about a car. When I had bought this car at one point, and he was just telling me, it was my first car. It was an 87 Firebird. And so I was like determined to just fix it up, because in my mind, it was worth restoring, which 87 Firebirds are not worth restoring. Even if you could restore it, they're just heaps of junk. But anyway, I was just doing all kinds of stuff, I was sanding it down and fixing things, whatever. And he told me that, and I've always taken that to heart. And that's why everywhere you see me go, and all the places that I've lived, and whatever it is that I fix up little things all the time. Even if I don't have any money, I'll get out and I'll do lawn work. I'll do something, especially if things seem to be going wrong in my life. I will do what I can to make my life better by using myself, my hands, my work ethic to make things better around me. And it's always worked for me. So yeah, she's super dominant. Oops, she's getting got by a horsefly, it looks like. Yeah, I think my first, I think Carrie's due next week. And we do still have some availability on there. Probably not for long because we've had a lot of people that just wanted to see what's in there before they jump on. But anyway. What you doing, Rem? What you doing, Rem? Remy. Got your nose. I got your nose. You know what I just realized about her? Come here, Remy. Are her eyes brown? Come here, Rem. Wow, that's wild. She has brown eyes. She's a Formentino dog with brown eyes. Interesting. I don't think I've seen that before. I mean, you would have thought that I would have noticed, but I guess I just never really paid attention. How interesting. I mean, I do remember one of my mentors telling me that, like, that's what you wanted, that you want, like, that he was even saying that, like, it was so many years ago, so I could be remembering incorrectly, but I felt like he said something about, like, the blue dogs that don't have any kind of skin issues or anything like that, like, they have brown eyes. But that's just wild. I guess I didn't know that was possible, but I mean, it is what it is. Got them big old dark eyes, don't you? You got big old brown eyes. Look at the big old brown eyes. Look at the big old and blue nose. The blue nose. What are you doing? I gotta watch her. Look. So she can be too dominant for a puppy. Oh, now she's going to take advantage of Remy being down. And Remy's going to go ahead because she's in a submissive, like, she's already in a vulnerable position. So she's going to let her do that till she gets up. See how that energy from the puppy triggers that drive in her? Luckily, they're not scared of her. It's the thing about drive like that is that it doesn't think. You know what I mean? It's not like it doesn't carry like ill will, if that makes sense. So, like, when a dog attacks, like, you know, you'll hear about big dogs attacking small dogs, like little dogs, and see, here's the drive's getting too high. See that? See? Ah! Shh! Cut it out! Quit! So she can't really help that. Like, I can get it out of her, don't get me wrong. I can train it out of her. But my point is that drive in her, it's not that she's like, yeah, I'm going to get that puppy. It's not like that. It's like, what's going on is that there's a part of her that has prey drive. And when something runs like that, it triggers this instinctual drive in her to want to chase and dominate and, you know, and just whatever. And it can actually, that, I don't know that it would in her, but, like, for example, in other breeds that are more prone to that kind of stuff. So, like a German Shepherd, a Doberman, possibly a Rottweiler, a Pit Bull, any of those dogs that have pretty high prey drive, they could maul a puppy. And you will hear about that kind of thing, about dogs that have mauled puppies, and situations like that. And so like I said, I don't think she would have. I think she would have put that pup on the ground in submissive posture and probably terrified it. But I don't think she would have actually tried to maul the dog. But as you can see, now she's, you know, it's gone. Like, she's, being submissive to these other dogs. She's kind of looking but not pursuing. Like, it's very much instigated and triggered in her brain, from that behavior. And another reason why excitement has to be monitored in a situation like this. That's another reason why I don't have the rest of the dogs out. I have very few dogs out here that I can monitor. One of them being their mother, their grandmother. And so, or, you know, it's just makes it safer. Doesn't make it 100% accident proof, but it does make it safer. And so anyway, so I'll just be monitoring it and ensuring that things stay safe for these pups. They should be done going to the bathroom, so I'm gonna take them inside, and then I'll let the rest of the pack out. But I had to go ahead and what do you got? No, please tell me you're not eating. Put it down. What is with you? A zip tie? Really? All these sticks out here, but you want the one thing you shouldn't eat. You're a bad dog. Bad dog, Kona. Go lay down. Go away. Jeez, man. This dog is just... She's weird. That's all I'm going to tell you. Kona's always been weird. Be quiet, Kubrick. She bark at me. Anyway, well, I'm going to let y'all go. I got to clean up these dang zip ties now. I don't know where they even came from, but whatever. So, hope y'all are having a good day, and I'll talk at you later. Bye.